Yes, very good morning, dear students. Welcome back to online physics class. As dear students, we are discussing many concepts in this gravitation chapter. So today also I'm going to discuss some more concepts in this gravitation chapter. Today I will start with some activity. It is a very important activity, dear students. So from this activity, we conclude two different points, two different important points in concluded, right? So the activity is, see for example, if you take a sheet of white paper, a sheet of a paper and a stone. Stone means you also can do activity, simple activity, and drop them simultaneously. So from the first floor of a building, right? So what we want to take, a white paper, sheet of white paper, and a stone. So drop them simultaneously from the first floor of a building. Now you can observe whether both of them reach the ground simultaneously. Now you can observe whether both of them reach the ground simultaneously or not. Obviously both of them does not reach simultaneously. Why? Because the air resistance opposes its motion, right? See, for that only we see that paper reaches the ground little later than the stone. So why? Because it have stone have greater mass, so for that only the body will be fall first. After that the paper will fall. Why? Because that only true. This happens because of air resistance. So the air offers the resistance due to the friction to the motion of the falling objects. So the resistance offered by air to the paper is more than the resistance offered to the stone. Why? Because this paper have a small mass, so for that only resistance acting on that more comparing to the resistance offered to the stone. This is we know very well. Is it right or not? So what I told, if you can drop both bodies simultaneously, so both will reach the ground same time, or it will take some time. So if you take both, for example, if both are not reach the ground simultaneously, means what is that reason? Means due to the air resistance, the friction so offered to the motion of the falling objects. Then here the resistance offered by the air to the paper is more than the resistance offered to the stone. For example, next point is very important. If we do the experiment in a glass jar, if we do the experiment in a glass jar, so from that glass jar means it's like a closed body glass jar. From that we can suck out air from that glass jar. Now the paper and the stone would fall at the same rate. So if you do this same activity, very important point, if you do the same activity from the glass jar main, you can remove the air from the glass jar, suck out the air from the glass jar. Then now you can fall both objects, then there is no air resistance. If there is no mass means here both the bodies does not acting on a mass, it does not independent of mass. If the independent of mass means time taken to the both bodies will be reach the same time at the ground, right or not? So for that only, here if there is no air resistance, both the bodies reach the ground simultaneously. If the air resistance will be acting means it will be dependent on mass. Greater mass takes some time, a lighter mass will reach the ground first, right? This is about so how we explained two bodies. If what I told, this is about experiment about the if two bodies reach the ground simultaneously or does not reach the ground simultaneously. I think you hope understand about it. It is a very important. It's a it is already one scientist is there, Galileo. He was observed about this also. He performed on this experiment. He performed this experiment clearly. That I want to explain now. See, we know that an object experience acceleration during free fall. Whenever an object is falling towards earth means it will be changes its motion in the direction. Then velocity change in velocity is nothing but acceleration will be there. So for that only, if we know that any object experience acceleration during free fall, whatever the object it experience acceleration. So from equation 1, g equal to gm by r square. So this acceleration here I told mass is a constant. This acceleration experienced by an object is independent of its mass. This means that all objects, hollow or solid or big or small, should fall at the same rate. So independent of air resistance, if whatever the objects, it may be hollow or solid, it may be big or small, should fall at the same rate. So now that only according to Galileo, and he dropped a different object from the top of the leaning tower of Pisa in Italy. he proved also same. So he observing about this, how those bodies, those how the bodies are falling, whatever the independent of mass, or if independent of air resistance. He performed an experiment and he proved same also. So either maybe the object is a hollow or solid or big or small, so all objects fall at the same rate independent of air resistance, right? Yes. So now, as a g is a constant near the earth, and all the equations for the uniform accelerated of motion of objects become valid with the acceleration a replaced by g. So whenever in a body is falling towards the earth, means that acceleration we are taking acceleration due to gravity, right? Yes. See, for example, we know the from motion chapter the equations of motion. You remember or not? V equal to u plus at, s equal to ut plus half at square, v square equal to u square plus 2s. So here we know u is the initial velocity, v is the final velocity, and s is the distance covered in time t. Now important note point about this: applying equations of motion, we will take acceleration a to be positive when it is the direction of the motion or direction of the velocity. Is it right or not? If you apply these equations of motion, this acceleration a to be positive. When it will be positive? When it is the direction of motion. And the next one, the acceleration a will be taken as negative when it opposes its motion, right? So already told in case of motion chapter also we will describe when acceleration is a positive and when is acceleration is a negative. If acceleration is a positive, when it is in the direction of velocity or when it is in the direction of motion. If acceleration is negative, when it is opposite to the direction of velocity or opposite to the direction of motion, right? Yes. Now dear students, now I want to discuss two problems about this, how we are applying this acceleration due to gravity in this such type of problems I want to discuss here. The first problem is, just a problem, listen carefully. A car falls off a ledge and drops to the ground in a 0.5 second. Let you can take g equal to 10 meter per second square. Already I told, if they are not mentioned any g value, means you can take 9.8 meter per second square. That is a constant for acceleration due to gravity for the earth. If they will mention, means they will mention g equal 10 meter per second say. In problems they are not mentioned, means obviously you can take g equal 9.8 meter per second square. If they will mention, means they will mention whatever the value, right? Yes. So what is that? A car falls off a ledge and drops to the ground in 0.5 second. Let g equal 10 meter per second square. First one, what is its speed on striking the ground, and what is its average speed during the 0.5 second, and how high is the ledge from the ground. So here they given g, they given time, they given, right? Initial velocity, already the object is some height, initial velocities will be 0, right? Already the object will be started from here. There is no initial velocity here. Then u equal to 0, g they given, time they given. So that I want to discuss here. See, so see, t equal to 0.5 second they given, u equal to 0 meter per second, and acceleration of the car is 10 meter per second square. Why plus I am taking, means the object is fall like this. So it is in the direction of acceleration only. I mean acceleration due to gravity acting towards the center only. So for that I am taking g equal to plus 10 meter per second square. So now you can take speed equal to, speed means actually first equation of motion is v equal to u plus at. It is actually v bar, u bar, a bar. Both are all are vectors. But I am taking here magnitude of velocity, then you will get speed. Then v bar equal to u plus at. Then magnitude of v bar becomes v. U means 0 plus 10 into t means 0.5, right? Then 10 into 0.5 how much? 5 meter per second. Next, average speed formula. Average speed equal to v plus u by t. V means we got already 5, 0, u means by 2, then 2.5 meter per second. Next, distance covered, s equal to ut plus half at square. Second equation of motion. Here u is 0, then s equal to 0 into t is 0 only. Plus half, a means 10, t square means 0.5 whole square. Then you can do calculation, you will get s equal to 1.25. So this is a process. So how we will calculate? Already we did this type of model problems. But here why I am discussing again, means it is actually I think NCERT problems only. So how we can take acceleration, how acceleration will be taken positive, how acceleration will be taken negative. So further I am discussing again this type of model problems. See, next problem is, an object is thrown vertically upwards and rises to a height of 10 meter. Calculate. Now we can object thrown vertical upwards. Vertical upwards means at maximum height velocity becomes 0, and here acceleration will be negative. Actually acceleration acting towards the center, acceleration due to gravity, but the object is in the direction of vertically, then here acceleration is acting opposite to the direction of motion, then we should take negative that only. See the velocity with which object was thrown upwards, first question. And the second question, the time taken by the object to reach the highest point. See they given height, distance, they given distance travel is 10 meter. At maximum height, final velocity will be 0. That only it will acceleration due to gravity g equal 9.8 meter per second. Why? Because object in the upward motion, hence acceleration of the object is a equal to minus 9.8 meter by second square. Why? Because they are not given any acceleration due to gravity, means we should take 9.8 only. So now we can calculate velocity with which object was thrown upwards. V square equal to u square plus 2as. So depending upon the whatever they given, we can choose equations of motion. See v0 u square 2 a means 9.8 minus into 10. Then you send this u square this side, it becomes minus, then minus 2 into 9.8 into 10 meter per second square, then minus minus cancel, then u equal root of 196 meter per second, then u equal to 14 meter by second. The second question is, we have to calculate here time. How much time taken to what is that question? The time taken by the object to reach the highest point. How much time taken to reach the object highest point? Again v equal u plus 80. Here v is 0, then 40 meter, u is already we got 14, minus a means 9.8 meter per second square t. You can see this minus 9.8 this side, then it becomes plus 9.8 equal to 14 meter per second. Then t equal to 14 by 9.8, then we'll get t equal to 1.43. So this is the model problems. Why I am discussing again this type of problems means how we can take acceleration will be positive and acceleration will be negative, dear students.